Hey there, it's Dr. Bernstein, and in this video, I am going to go over all of the tasks that you need to complete during the first week of our semester. And the place where you're going to go to get all these tasks is on your content page. And you'll see there's a lot of important information on this page, and your checklists contain links to basically all of these parts of the content page. So it's really important that you scrutinize and follow all the steps for each week. We have week 1, week 2, week 3 is going to be up very shortly. Okay, so this is what it's more or less going to look like. I'm in here as a professor. The student view might be slightly different, but what you'll notice is that you are required to take notes on all of the videos. I created these videos. I put a lot of time and effort into producing some really good content for you. They're not that long, but you need to set aside extra time so that you can pause them and take notes. You'll see I tell you how long the videos are, but you'll need to set aside a little extra time in order to watch them and take notes. I really believe that by taking notes rather than just getting a sheet with information on it for you, but taking notes, watching the video really helps you absorb the information and take it into you. So that's why I want you to take the notes. In order to further entice you to take notes, I want to let you know that when you're taking the quizzes, you are allowed to use your notes and your printed copies of the poems or the short story. So you're still going to have to think critically when you're reading the questions. They definitely will require some critical thinking, but you'll have the rules right in front of you, the guidelines, the text, and you can sort of puzzle it out yourself. And so you're allowed to use those notes and your printed copies. The quizzes are timed. I give you a generous amount of time, but you definitely can't pull up the quiz and watch the video at the same time. It's just you'll get timed out and wind up with a 0. The other thing you're probably going to notice is that this week is very intense. Now, our whole semester is going to be intense because we only have 3 weeks together. And in my normal courses, I have between 3 and 4 essays per semester. And if you came to the meet and greet last week in person, I still at that point thought we were going to do 3 essays. But when I was mapping out the weeks, it just did not seem possible because it's not that I just want you to produce essays. I really want to help you grow as thinkers and writers, and that takes some time. So you need to learn a lot of information. You need to read. You need to think about the reading. You need to write about the reading on discussion posts and get feedback, see what the essay topic is, come up with a thesis statement, learn about topic sentences and opening paragraphs and body paragraphs, and put that knowledge into practice. So I really want these 2 essays to be a place where you can show, wow, like all this feedback I've received so far has helped me take my writing all the way to the next level. I mean, I've had a lot of success. I've been teaching since 1993, and I'm really tough as like a grader, but I try to make sure you've learned a lot and got a lot of feedback from me before you even submit anything. And I had students last semester go from starting out with a 70 on a paper to going straight up in the next paper to an 85. I mean, that's a huge rate of progress. So it's going to be intense, especially this week, because you need to get an overview of the course and requirements, complete the first set of readings, and learn a lot of the key information that you'll need for this course about writing and learning. So the first thing you need to do, you probably already have done this, is watch the Welcome to English 102 video. And the cool thing about the checklist is you can check it off, and when you save it, you'll notice it when you come back to the checklist. It keeps the check marks of things you've completed. I broke things down into day-to-day tasks because It will help ensure that you're pacing yourself well, that you're managing your time. It's not too much each day. It will also make sure that you're prepared to meet the deadlines. So you need to watch the Welcome to English 102 video. You're watching this video, which is not up here yet. You need to watch the overview of general policy documents. This, I'm warning you, is not an exciting video. It's just going over some important policy issues. And you'll note, I should just note that the office hours and the chat information in the video aren't correct, and there's a modified set of grace days for the semester because we have such a limited amount of time. But you'll have one grace day for the essays and one grace day for the discussion posts. So, like if something comes up and you can't meet the deadline, you do have one grace day. And if you need to take that extra day, you have to email me. It's once you've used up these grace days that you'll start losing points on your assignments, 5 points per day. I understand things come up, but you really need to make sure that you're meeting your deadlines. You also need to watch a video I created on reading, time management, and lifelong learning. That's 8 minutes. That's a really should really help you set a strong foundation for your work in our course. Watch Marking Up Texts, a video. It's 15 minutes. This is where I talk to you about how to mark up your texts and take notes on them, because that marking up is part of the learning process. You'll also need to watch the video on this is on Tuesday on stanzas, visual design, and enjambment. It's 15 minutes long. This is a video that goes over some things that will help you understand and appreciate poetry before you plunge right into it. Then you'll need to take a quiz on the material in that video. I try to break it down per more or less per reading or set of readings or a video, so it's not too many things to cover at one time. Then you'll need to look at, I gave you two big issues to focus on while you're reading the poem. So this helps you zero in some key issues so you don't get overwhelmed. And you won't be surprised to discover that these focal points are directly related, in fact, almost similar to the essay topics for essay number 1. Then on Tuesday, you're moving into your reading assignments. I think it's going to take you at least 2 hours to do this. I expect you to apply the strategies you learned from the videos about time management and marking up your texts when you're reading, listening to, and watching the following works of poetry. I need to warn you, you are not allowed to consult any outside sources that offer interpretations or summaries of these texts. What I'm going to do right now is show you how to print these readings. So here you see this is the first poem that you're going to read, and the best way to print it is to go look on the site and see if they have see if they have a little section on printing so that it has a format where you're not printing out all this extraneous information that's going to use up your toner. So they do. And so you could, I'm not going to print it out now, but you can print it out. It comes out nice and clean like that. Go back, I think. Never quite sure with the D2L if I'm going to get bumped out. It did bump me out. Similar thing for Billy Collins's Introduction to Poetry. You'll see here, there's the print button. Oops, that's weird. Well, maybe they just reformatted this page, but it should come up formatted to print properly, so you're not getting all this extra information. And then the I know I'm doing something wrong here. Sorry. And then Billy Collins's A Brisk Walk. It's an interview with him. It's pretty cool to get sort of behind the scenes in the mind of a poet talking about his writing process. And this essay, this interview, this is going to be your longer piece of reading for this week. You're just going to have to print out. There's no special formatting tab. You're just going to have to go to your print options and print it out. You do, as you know, there's no textbook that you have to buy for this class, but you have to commit to printing out the readings because all of the work that you're going to do, marking them up, etc., is going to make it easier for you when you're writing because you're already going to have your text marked up. So that's your commitment. You don't have to buy the reader, but you do have to print out all these readings. I realize that a link has gotten cut off here. You need to listen to or watch Collins read The Revenant. It's a really funny poem. You need to take a quiz on the poem. So again, if you've printed out the poems and marked them up, then you're going to, and also the interview, you're going to be able to do well on the quiz because you're going to already have that information in front of you. Um, Again, it's going to be timed. You'll need to watch the video called Quoting Poetry Using Ellipsis Marks and Creating Signal Phrases. This is 10 minutes. This is showing you how to quote from the poetry. You're going to need all of these rules for when you do your discussion posts and your essays. Your essays and your discussion posts, part of your grade is going to be on whether or not you follow these guidelines. Then there's a quiz to make sure you've learned this all. And then you've got Wednesday by basically midnight, you have to post your first contribution to our discussion board. So the topics and the information is right here. If you click here, you'll go right to the discussion board. Thursday, you need to watch this video. It's really cool by Simon Sinek called How Great Leaders Inspire Action. And you'll have to read through the whole checklist yourself. Then you're going to watch a video on opening paragraphs, take a quiz, watch a video about body paragraphs, watch a video about formatting for your essays, take a quiz, and then if you click here, you're going to get right over to the essay topic for essay number 1. You can look at it right now if you want to. Special instructions, grading information, and things related to automatic deductions. You're responsible for reading this document and following all the rules in it. If you have any questions, of course you should be asking me. So if you clicked here, you go right to it. Thursday and Friday, you need to choose one of the 2 essay options. You need to figure out your main argument, which will serve as your thesis statement. Write it out. Your essay is going to need 3 fully developed body paragraphs. So you should write down the main idea for each paragraph and find quotes from the readings to support each one of these ideas and copy and paste them into your document. So this is my little way of psyching yourself out if you have anxiety about writing. Something happens where you're just staring at a blank page, and this gets you writing without feeling like you're writing something really formal. So that's it for now for this week. If you have any questions, feel free to post them on our discussion board. There's a special section just for questions, and I encourage you to post them there. Bye.